I was one of the 25 to 30 people who saw The Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters. And at one point, Mando is bringing in a perp, and he says he's ready to sing like a Yuzum.
No way.
Yeah. See, I knew you'd get it, Steve. Yuzums are unique to the Ewoks cartoon, so they're pulling like a deep cut reference to the Yuzums. We can't escape them.
Nice.
That's super deep. Yeah, I bet you when that movie came out, you go on Google and you type in what is a YU and then Yuzum, like it'll finish it because so many people are Googling what a Yuzum is.
Probably. Pedro Pascal definitely didn't know. He was just there for his check, and that's it.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I assume neither of you saw this film.
No.
No. Sorry.
Welcome to This Endorian Life, a nostalgic podcast from the Radio Meanwhile Network. My name is Steve Rudd.
I'm Nick Gunning, and we're settling in for some vintage Saturday morning cartoons.
Today we are discussing Unity, the third season finale of Superman, the animated series, with a special guest, Eric Mickles from previously on X-Men. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks. I'm Eric.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was a little shocked when you said this was the third season finale because there's like a two-parter that really ends the whole show.
Right.
Yeah.
There's only but I do know Kids WB would sometimes air stuff out of order.
It's like a Futurama scenario. Like when you look at the episode breakdown, it was like there was sort of the 3 proper seasons, and then there's like 4 additional episodes that were just Batman Superman adventures. So it's I think that's why the DVDs come out in volumes instead of seasons, because it's quirky.
Yeah, I've seen it in 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I've seen that too. Like that was weird to me.
Yeah. The last time Eric was here, we were crossing over with previous on X-Men for Fred and Barney Meet the Thing. And I don't know why, Eric, but I feel like we talk about Fred and Barney Meet the Thing in every episode. Somehow it comes up. So it's really left its mark on our hearts. So it was a special time.
I love thinking of the Thing with the voice of somebody who's like, ha cha cha cha.
Yeah. And Jimmy Durante is the Thing. Okay, let me give you some facts. Superman the Animated Series ran for a total of 54 episodes on the Kids WB from 1996 to the year 2000. This episode originally aired on May 15th, 1999, and was released on DVD in 2006 and on Blu-ray in 2021. Eric, I'm going to go on a limb and say that you have the Blu-ray of this series. Is that correct?
I do have the Blu-ray of the series, and that Blu-ray replaced the DVD of the series that I had as well.
Okay. So, did you watch this on Blu-ray?
I watched this on HBO Max.
Okay, all right. I just wonder, like, how the clarity jump is from DVD to Blu-ray on the series.
Blu-rays are nice because, I think you notice a much bigger difference with the original Fox Kids Batman. Episodes when they got the Blu-ray remaster, because those episodes were so much older.
Okay.
Clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. Especially because it was done on that like black paper at times. But the Superman show, a lot of it, not this episode, but a lot of that show is, in the daytime and everything. So that's also a nice improvement.
Well, Steve and I were devotees of the 2005 Kids WB The Batman series.
Oh, yeah.
And those Blu-rays are amazing. Like I didn't know what to. Oh, they really are. Yeah, because that uses a lot of color. There's like bright reds and everything.
Yeah,
and just something about the richness of the colors was like really great. So I just wondered if the Superman was doing the same thing.
You can only do so much with something that was airing on Kids WB in '96.
Yes, true. Yeah. Okay, so this episode was written by Paul Dini and Rich Fogel, and we've talked about Paul Dini many a times on this show because he wrote not only an episode of Droids, but 14 episodes of Ewoks, including the episode Princess Latara, which featured you, Eric. That was your one and only time talking about the true Ewok show with us. Do you have a lot of fond memories of that episode?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember a thing that happened in that episode.
I remember you saying on our 100th episode that was the way you learned that Paul Dini can also write bad things.
That's true. Thank you.
So,
yes.
So that was helpful.
Yeah, usually I hold him up to a higher standard.
Yeah, and you learned it.
I think he was still just a young work for hire at that time.
I think
They're
so.
like, I don't know. they get lost, and then one of them farts. He's like, okay, here we go.
The Ewoks, they meet a Yuzum. It's all great. The episode was directed by Shinichi Tuji. And here's our cast. We have Tim Daly as Superman, Lauren Tom as Supergirl. Lauren Tom also recurred on 90210 as Sue Scanlon.
Also, the nanny.
Yo, yeah.
Yes.
Man, greatest theme song ever, maybe.
Probably.
We have Mike Farrell as Jonathan Kent. That's a real phoned-in performance, I feel like, for Mike Farrell.
Kent isn't one of the super. He's not a character that gets a lot of super in-depth episodes. We don't see a lot. There's no real the Pa Kent stories you've seen in the movies or other things you don't get in this show.
Ugh. But I mean, I'd take him over like Kevin Costner's unhinged Pa Kent. Kill me, Clark. Lie to everyone. Let children die.
The quicksand is. I can come back and get you. No. Let
please.
The quicksand take me, Clark.
let it slowly devour me. We have Shelley Fabre as Martha Kent, and this is pretty much a role she retired into. I think her last voice credit was maybe that Superman Apocalypse movie, which was real bad. But Shelley Fabre has an interesting career because she was in classic sitcoms like The Donna Reed Show or Coach, One Day at a Time, lots of things like that. But she also was like a 60s pop star. She sang Johnny Angel, if you ever heard that song. So kind of a wild career for Shelley Fabre, retiring as Martha Kent here. We have Perry Gilpin as Volcana, and man, as soon as she opens her mouth, it's like Roz from Frasier. There she is.
I love that she's the voice of Volcana in this, but she also will show up in like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited when they use Volcana. Even if it's just like 2 lines, she'll just go to the recording studio and be like, "It's okay, buddy. It happens to everyone."
I think that it was also when Supergirl's on the bus and the people are like, "Are those turnips or rutabagas?" I'm pretty sure she was
her doing that southern accent. Yeah,
that's her. Yeah. Okay.
Because I read it was in a one of the commentaries. I think it was Bruce Timm who mentioned that the way voice acting rules worked or worked at the time was that you could have a voice actor voice a second uncredited character and you wouldn't have to pay him more.
Right. Yeah. No, I have read that as well. And certainly Star Trek, the animated series, took advantage of that. Where every time someone opened their mouth, it's James Doohan being like, "Oh, I'm not Scotty right now. I'm someone different. I'm a different character."
I'm the Irish engineer. Oh,
right.
Okay.
Such range on James Doohan. And he did it all with 9 fingers. Let's see. Finally, we have Stephen Root as Amos Howell and also Unity. Stephen Root is one of my favorite, and I almost had him as our Star Wars link because he's just done everything.
He's done everything.
News Radio, which I love so much, The West Wing. He voices Bud Gleeful in Gravity Falls. He was Battle Cat in Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe. He has a couple of Star Trek roles, and he did do, I scoured his IMDb page. He has 1 Star Wars credit. He was Lortha Peel in the Book of Boba Fett, which,
I was going to say, he seems like somebody that would be in the Mando side of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Just on Tatooine being like, "Whoa, it's hard."
He's just so funny. News Radio. I don't know that News Radio is ripe to be rediscovered. I mean, it's classic Phil Hartman. It's so funny, that show.
Yeah.
And Stephen Root's just amazing in that. But I didn't choose him for a
Joe
very
Rogan
special
appreciates
reason.
Joe Rogan appreciates their shout out to News Radio. Him and Andy Dick are like, finally.
I know.
Somebody remembers
Andy Dick.
That was a good show. We watched that in the cabin. It's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, so here's our actual Star Wars link. Jason Marsden voices Owen in this episode, though he previously voiced a teenage Clark Kent in the first episodes of this series. He's another one who's just been in everything, both like on screen and as a voice actor. The things that I think of when I see him are Rich from Step by Step and his animated voice role of Max Goof in the Goofy movies and various Goofy things.
Yeah, and he's Eric's friend for a very short amount of time in Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World, sure. Yeah. It's like every time they need that guy who's sort of ageless, like he could be 14, he could be 28, call this guy in. His
who can
Star
voice
Wars
a British
credits,
cat?
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Is he in Hocus Pocus? Oh,
He's the cat in Hocus Pocus.
The cat? No way.
Well, that's right. That's right. Because in live action, it's not him, but when
Right.
I
he's
gotta look
turns
that up.
into a cat,
It's probably
yeah,
like Devin Sawa or something.
yeah, it might be.
Oh
Anyway,
my
Jason,
gosh, it is. He is. He does have. He's credited for Hocus Pocus.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Oh,
right.
man.
I forgot about that. We did that over on 902, and here we go because Kendra inexplicably loves that movie, and I'll go to my grave not understanding that. But God bless her. Now I have to tell you about Jason Marsden's Star Wars credits, which
Okay.
Oh
include
yeah.
voice work in Knights of the Old Republic. Plus, he voices Rosh
Mm.
Pennon in Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which Steve and I played religiously in college.
Yes.
Okay.
This was when Steve was 2 floors above me, and we would all play, and the game would end, and you would just hear thump, 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 thump of Steve running down 2 stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then running back
Louder.
up. Yeah, then running back up and then
Mhm.
started. But I chose him
man,
since Eric is here, we can also count this as an X-Files segment because Jason Marsden voiced my favorite X-Men, Iceman, in the 2011 video game X-Men Destiny. Do you know that game, Eric? I don't know it.
It's supposed to be one of the worst games ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry
Well,
about that, James Larson.
Steve Bloom voices Wolverine in that, which Eric and I were just talking about
Yes.
previously on X-Men. Steve Bloom was
Yeah.
kind of the Wolverine voice. But no, I looked at this game and I was like, how have I never played this? And maybe that's why, because it's bad.
Yeah, and you can't get it anywhere now.
Oh.
But they just showed footage for the new Wolverine game coming to the PS5.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
Ooh.
Steve Bloom has, I don't know if he's been replaced yet, but he has been replaced now.
Oh wow.
So there's a new voice.
Do you mean that Steve Bloom recorded that and then they're putting in a
No,
new
I
voice?
mean,
Oh,
it's
we
the
just
first
have a new
time I've
Wolverine.
seen a non-Steve
Okay.
Bloom
Got it.
one in a while. So
Yeah, I thought you meant too that like he recorded everything
yeah,
and they were like,
no,
no.
sorry, bro.
"That's not
You're
Wolverine." And it's like, what?
You're
Like,
out.
yeah, it doesn't really sound like Wolverine. It's like
Yeah.
you must be new here, director. Like, it's his first day.
So James Marsden was in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes,
That
he
makes
was.
sense. I feel like
Yeah.
I recognize the voice. I feel like that made sense.
Yeah, a couple of the games, and it was like 4 or 5 different characters he played across those games.
Sure. Yeah.
But I
Oh,
never
okay,
played
that
those.
makes
I
sense,
never,
yeah.
I never went the
man.
distance on those.
I
games.
almost won an eBay auction when I was a teenager for an Xbox and Knights of the Old Republic because I wanted to play it so bad, and I had to tell my mom that I was winning the bid, but I didn't have the money, so I was gonna need her to. And then luckily I didn't win, and eventually they released it on PC. And I got to play it.
PC, yeah. I never played it on Xbox. I played it on PC. That to
Yeah.
me, that was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could play that game on Xbox right now. I don't.
One of
Yeah.
I don't know if because I was a dumb kid who was constantly blown away by twist anyone else could see coming, but that
Yeah.
game had one of the all-timer twists for me where I was like, oh my gosh, everything I knew was about to change.
Yep. Very few games were like that back in the day. But I always talk about BioShock having a wild twist in it that just was mind blowing. They don't make games like that anymore.
No.
It's too predictable. So
you can get Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast. I think you can get it in that like vintage Star Wars pack on Switch or other places.
Yeah, they had a crazy sale. They had a crazy sale a while ago, and I ended up just getting all the Jedi Academy Dark Forces games because I never played them.
What's that? It's Katarn, right? That's Katarn,
Yeah,
I think.
that is. It's Jedi Outcast, yeah.
Oh, it's Jedi Outcast. Yeah.
Because it's such a weird series because it starts as Dark Forces, which is just a Doom clone.
Yeah.
And then it becomes what is it? Jedi Outcast, Dark Forces 2. It starts and then it becomes it's like the WarioWare games where they started as Mario and then like they just slowly become Jedi Outcast to Jedi Academy to you know.
Republic Commando is a great classic game. That was really fun.
Game. Yeah. That's so
I played through that,
good.
like an event pack. That was really fun.
Yeah. Nick, I'm pretty sure I finished that game.
It's a very
the
short
night
game.
We went to go see The Last Jedi.
Oh, really? There you go.
It was either, yeah.
The
It was
Last
either that or
Jedi's
Force
in.
Awakens. I just remember finishing the game like, well, now go to see the new Star Wars
You gotta go
movie.
see it. I tried so hard to play. I don't think I played Jedi Academy, but I did get Jedi Outcast on Switch. I just can't play those games without a mouse nub. Like that's how I played them all through college. And when I try to adjust to a controller, I'm terrible at it. So
a mouse nub.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
No,
I like it. Yeah, the track nut. Yep.
Remember when you would pwn dudes with the dot, and I came up, I was like, "Are you just using the track dot?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, super nice, sensitive."
I can't.
And I was like, "Dang."
Yeah,
I
can't.
struggling with my mouse. I just went to nub after that because I was like, Nick's doing it, I'm doing it.
I couldn't adapt. Yeah. I don't think I've ever watched this episode before.
No, you're not a fan of the show.
I know. I didn't know you were going to out me like that, but it's true.
Sorry.
I know it's fine. I never.
Really, you're not?
I don't know. At the time,
I believe.
At the time this came out, and I was excited about it, and I liked Batman the Animated Series, and I have tried to get into this many times over the years, and I don't know. I can't quite put it together, like what it is that doesn't.
It's not like Batman the Animated Series. So it's a little slower, I think. For me, it feels slower.
I think
the tone
part of it is the show in general is a bit more action based, and I think a lot of the stuff that you're missing, Nick, are the romantic tension between Superman and Lois, and like fun Clark Jimmy Olsen stuff. And, like, I think you just miss a lot of the stuff that like writers focus on in the comics and stuff because they have more time.
Yeah.
But in this one, they're like, no, in this one, Superman needs to fight a giant robot, and in this one, Superman needs to fight a squid. And
they don't really do much with the Clark Kent side. Like that's sort of
there's
to get in there.
Yeah, and the Lois Lane, like any romance between the two, it really only happens in like 2 episodes, and one is an alternate reality storyline. So
well, but I will say I watched this one, and I got out my old DVDs and I watched it, and I did just finish the disc. So I watched like the Batman story with Roz, which is right after this, and I watched the 2-part finale, which is like Darkseid and everything.
Legacy.
And there was a moment where like they're in this beam and he's going off to fight, and she's like, "Wait!" And she goes up to him and she just puts her hand on his face, and they don't even kiss. They just fly away. So maybe that's it. Because I was, of course, I loved Lois and Clark. I was coming right off of Lois and Clark for this. But I will say, like, I enjoyed watching this episode, and I liked watching the others.
That Legacy 2-parter.
Like, maybe I need to try again.
Jaw on the floor during some of those scenes in that 2-parter for me when I first watched it. When Superman is that the one where Superman basically uses his heat vision through Darkseid's foot?
Yeah. No, it's intense. It is.
That was like Batman knocking Joker's teeth out in Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, he put it right through his foot.
Yes. I remember my stepdad took me to see that in theaters, and there was a moment where they're fighting and Batman gets up and he has the smallest dribble of blood coming out of the corner of his mouth. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. This is so real. This is the grittiest Batman will ever be.
Somebody took their fine tip red marker and
and
we're like, yes!
So all that to say, maybe this is the time. But what about you guys? I mean, what is your history with this show? Steve, how about you? Were you watching this as a kid? Did you discover it later?
I didn't watch it as a kid. I think I owned the DVDs in college.
Yeah.
I think I did. I think I bought... you had them, and then I bought them or something, and I had them for a while.
They were kind of everywhere.
Yeah. I was in and out of buying and selling DVDs. At one point, I had all of Simpsons, and I was like, why do I own all of Simpsons at the time? I'm glad I don't, because I think it was like 13 seasons at that point. Now it's like 30. But like I had this, I watched it. I feel like I don't remember this episode, though, which is strange.
Well, no, because it's such a weird outlier, and then it's also right at the end.
Yeah, it's right at the end, but it's like it's not a snapshot of what this show is like. Right? So I think for anybody listening, like, like this is a weird outlier for sure. Like we've done that before where we're like, hey, let's watch a classic cartoon, and we pick an episode and we're like, oh man, it's not.
This isn't the episode I show a kid to be like, oh, you want to see a really good Superman cartoon? I'm not showing them Unity.
Hey, you want to see Superman rip an alien in half while people vomit tendrils?
Yeah.
This is the episode for you. But it's, I mean, we picked it because it's such a showcase for Supergirl, and that's sort of like,
it is. It's
fun. Like,
Supergirl. I mean, she does have a 2-part origin story you could have picked, but it's fine.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. What about you, Eric? Because I know you do love this show, but when did that begin?
We didn't have cable for a while, and then when we got it back, I'm pretty sure it was at the time where the Batman Superman adventure,
see Kids
WB would show the hour. You'd get either a Batman animated series and a Superman, or you'd get 2 of one, depending on what they were doing. Sometimes it would be the old Fox Kids Batman. Sometimes it would be the Kids WB Batman. So I'm pretty sure that was the first time I was watching the Superman show.
So was this like late 90s then?
Yeah, like 98, 99.
So were you watching this before you were watching the X-Men? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. This was, I mean, yes, for a long time, the only superhero, like, you know, the big 2 superhero shows that I knew were the Batman animated series and Superman animated series, along with the old Fleischer cartoons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't watch the Marvel cartoons that were in the 90s during the 90s.
Yeah.
And that's why it was a little weird for me when I started reading DC Comics. I mean, it wasn't so crazy, but every now and then there'd be a character I'm like, so is he not a robot normally?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. And there was a point where I would be more excited when the Superman cartoon was the one that was airing during that hour than the Batman one. And I think it was mainly because the Superman one was just still kind of new to me.
Yeah.
And sometimes they would do, you know, more sci-fi things. So that hour, not to go too deep into my childhood, but that hour, it would be at home, and then it would be that hour of Batman and Superman, and then real life would hit. And so I got to tell Kevin Conroy that, like, when I got home from school, like, that hour was like a sanctuary hour for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it was your sanctuary time. All right. And then he signed my DVD, and I was like, "Bye, Kevin Conroy."
Yeah. Oh, you got that great picture of the 2 of you too.
Yeah.
So that's very cool.
And also,
sanctuary
both
hour.
Batman and Superman have great opening themes, but also the Batman Superman hour they did had a great opening theme.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
And it had that cool opening montage they did with like the 2 shows. Good.
I'm trying to remember if because this is an unusual. To me, I always like this costume is always a little weird to me that Supergirl has. You know, with the mini skirt and the white shirt.
Yeah.
Like the white ringer shirt. I guess the thing that I'm always like the most confused about are like the Mickey Mouse gloves that I don't really understand.
You know, I've never noticed the gloves until today.
Oh,
like
really?
Today was the first time I was watching, and I was like, why does she have those gloves?
There's a couple times where it's like they're kind of the focus. Like she's the way she's sitting down and stuff. You really look at those.
I've never thought about it until today when I was watching the episode. I'm like, they don't really add anything. She doesn't need them.
Yeah.
You notice them when she's sitting waiting, right? Where there's that moment where she's like impatient. She's sitting, she's like leaning on her hand.
Yeah.
That's when you notice the glove, because all of a sudden it's contrasted against her face.
And it's not even that they're just gloves. Like Nick said, they're like the Minnie Mouse. They've
like
got
the rolls.
that, like, the rolls on them. Yeah.
Up a little bit.
And it's not like that was a 90s thing.
No, because I mean, clearly, I feel like they're going for like an Alicia Silverstone, like a 90s, you know, like almost Valley Girl-esque kind of outfit, like which I get it, and it works, like the Doc Martens and everything. It makes sense, but
it's 90s Supergirl drawn by Bruce Timm, so you know, you're gonna have the Bruce Timm.
I mean, this costume made its way into the mainstream comics, though I do think it was here first. Like, I think it was here and then bled into the comics. Yeah. There are definitely comics where she wears this.
Because at this time, wasn't it Peter David writing that really weird Supergirl?
Yeah.
Did she have that? Okay.
She had a version of that comic, and then there's a one that's kind of a mashup of the Peter David Supergirl, which we read together, and it was so weird. And the Kara Zor-El Supergirl, they meet in a graphic called Many Happy Returns, and she's full out wearing this costume. So I think kind of gradually it shifted into that. But
whenever they do those multiverse things where you see like 80 different versions of a character. Anytime you see like this, it's like, and that's the DC animated universe version.
So I think it did start here, but she ultimately, like when you go into Justice League Unlimited, she eventually gets that Superman, Batman, like the newer, the blue
suit,
like 2-piece kind of suit,
yeah. And what's her name again? The actress,
Lauren Tom.
Yeah, she voices her all the way to Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, she does. She really
for real. Same.
Yeah. And Supergirl kind of gets like an ending in that series.
Yeah, where she goes off with like Legion of Superheroes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
and she's got a crush on Brainiac 5, and then when
Yeah.
Green Lantern and Green Arrow get back, Superman's like, "Now tell me about the boy that she's seeing," and we're like, "Oh no!"
Uh-oh.
About that.
So a lot of sitcom stars on this episode because Tim Daly.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
You've got her
Dennis
name I keep
Haysbert.
forgetting from The Nanny.
Haysbert.
Yeah.
And Stephen Root from News Radio at the time, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
And King of the Hill.
Yeah.
And then you got Frasier.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, I forgot about the King of the Hill.
Was Dana Delaney on a sitcom at the time?
Was she on a sitcom? I mean, Dana Delaney was from like China Beach, and then I don't know if she's ever done a sitcom. She's definitely done a lot of like hour-long dramas, you know, China Beach, Desperate Housewives, Body Lies, stuff like that. But
all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We've talked so much about how weird this episode is, Steve. It's time for you to bring that home.
It's time. All right. The uber detailed plot of the Superman, the animated series, Unity. We open to Kara waking up on a beautiful spring break day, ready to head off to Metropolis to stay with Clark. Kara reluctantly boards the bus and accidentally bumps into a strange man exiting. We warp ahead to Kara writing a letter to her step-parents, telling them, step-parents,
they say step-parents.
They do, yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense because, like, how could you have two step-parents unless
your
stepmom, like maybe your dad died, and so you're living with your stepmom, and now she's
gotten married,
and so now you have a stepmom and a stepdad.
I think in the comics, they usually say foster.
Yeah,
like they say foster, which does make sense. I mean, it makes sense.
Or aunt and uncle. It's
whatever.
Weird to say step parents, but that's what the preacher says.
I know. Yeah. All right. So we warp ahead to Kara writing a letter to Martha and Jonathan, telling them of all the fun she's having with Clark and Lois, and also the many heroic escapades she's been involved in. Alas, it's time for her to take the noisy bus home and has to listen to incessant arguing about turnips and rutabagas. So instead, she hops out and runs the rest of the way home. Clark's parents startle Kara when she arrives. They were looking forward to picking her up and bringing her somewhere ominously special. They head out and arrive at a big top tent in town where Kara meets the humble Reverend Amos Howell, spreading the word of unity. Kara reluctantly enters the tent to a horrific scene of an alien feeding symbiotically in unity with the entire town. Kara escapes quickly, and suddenly Supergirl appears. She avoids the alien tentacles and begins striking Reverend Howell. Though every time she strikes him, everyone seems to be hurt, as if they are a unified collective. She severs Martha's umbilical with her heat vision, but instead of breaking the unity, it only freezes her. She flies away out of the tent straight to a hospital. The hospital discovers some sort of parasite wrapped around her brain that can't be removed without killing her. Kara feels terrible, thinking it's all her fault, thinking she could have prevented it if she were home. The doctors discover the parasite feeds off the electrical impulses in Martha's nervous system, and it's getting stronger. Distracted by their readings, Martha attacks them. Back in Smallville, Reverend Howell declares it's time to spread unity, and the townsfolk head out. Meanwhile, Clark discovers something about the parasite's mitochondria under a microscope using his X-ray vision. Bored of waiting for answers, Kara heads out to check on Martha. She interrupts the doctors, allowing Martha to leave. Well, because, quote, she's much better now. But Kara doesn't believe that for a second, especially after one doc declares there's no greater healer than unity. Busted. They lash out at their tendrils and attempt to incapacitate Kara. Again, realizing they all get hurt, she hesitates a moment, and because of it, is doomed. But just in time, Superman returns and saves Kara, and the both of them finish the job fending off the possessed doctors and Martha. Realizing the unity is spreading, they quickly head to Smallville. Kara and Clark block traffic leaving town, stopping the possessed townsfolk from spreading their unity. They are confronted again by Reverend Howell, though this time he gets a real shellacking from Clark. Furious, the Reverend Howl transforms into a massive tentacle beast, also beckoning the Mother Beast from inside the tent. Clark is caught by the Reverend Beast, but still uses his X-ray vision to poke holes in the alien until his eyes are covered. Kara tries to help, but is easily flicked aside. She crashes into some gas tanks and tosses one of them at the alien mother, blowing it up with her heat vision. This causes a major reaction as the brain beast is hurt badly. Reverend Howell's beast form doubles back in agony, allowing Clark to swoop in and literally tear it in half.
Yikes.
Both halves of the beast still fight on despite their injuries. Clark focuses X-ray vision on a specific purple area of the beast, and that seems to kill it for good. This also breaks the unity spell on the Smallville townsfolk, including Martha and Jonathan. The next day, Kara finishes filling them in, both in on what happened. With spring break over, Kara heads off to school, leaving Martha and Jonathan behind, arguing about what the neighbor is growing, turnips or rutabagas. Roll credits.
You know, here's what I appreciate about this episode. Eric, we were just talking previously on X-Men about how with X-Men 97, there's so few episodes, you have to be like plot. And you never, like in the streaming model today, you're never going to get an episode like this where it's like, let's just take one main character and side characters and do something that has nothing to do with anything else, and let's do a different genre. It's just a very much like sort of a flavorful filler kind of episode that I really miss.
That's the thing. Like every person of the fan base watching it would probably be like, oh, what's with this filler episode? Because like even viewers are like, no, it needs to be plot all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There was a Ted Lasso episode that focused just on like a weird night of Coach Beard.
Right. Yeah.
And there were people online complaining that it was a filler episode. And it's like, no, you don't. It's just an episode. It's just TV. Yeah. And like both viewers and creators seem to have forgotten like how to make TV.
It's important though, because I mean, I think you see something different in this iteration of Superman with him being essentially a supporting character in this episode. Like he's, you know, that's a different kind of thing than you would normally see. And I really think in terms of like character development and the way you get to know these characters, the way you have attachments to these characters, you know, that's really important.
But also like, I would assume it helps against burnout with the creators who are like, you know what, this episode, I just want tentacles to come out of mouths. Yeah. And I want Superman to burn them up.
I'm trying to remember if we even see Lois and Jimmy. Do we just kind of...
Lois isn't here. I think
in like the montage.
Oh, wait, we do. In the montage, we see a picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supergirl gets to go to the event
right.
with
Lois takes her to
Jimmy's
different places. Yes.
Her photo when she fights Volcana.
That's right. Okay.
So.
Yes,
but it really is.
It.
I mean, it's a very small crew. I also thought it was kind of reminiscent of in the Supergirl comics in the beginning. Superman is like, you can't expose my identity, so you have to live in an orphanage, which is horrible. And it lasts for so long. But I kind of felt like when he was like, no, you have to take a bus all the way back to Kansas so that nobody figures out that we have superpowers. I'm like, I don't think that Clark himself is taking a bus every time he goes to Smallville, you know, but he's like, for you, get on the bus.
But you got to take the bus.
Pretty funny.
And this Pa Kent, Pa is like, remember, you need to be normal. And she's like, what's so great about being normal? It's like, normal is the good thing to be.
Yeah.
Not being normal is bad.
Well, maybe he is the Kevin Costner Pa Kent. I don't know.
It's hard to track. I love Ma Kent's delivery at the end, at the very end, where she's like, looks like rutabaga. Pa Kent seems kind of like a stereotype, but Ma Kent seems like somebody who's like just lived that life.
Yeah.
And it's just like it seems like she has more going on, but she's completely happy to just wonder if it's rutabaga or
on rutabagas. Yeah.
Yep. Doesn't care.
Yeah.
It's more fun talking about it than it is finding out.
Yeah.
Well, I think that we should jump to our Okavar Konichiwa moment and work backwards because I feel like it's too hard to not spoil them to talk about this. So, Steve, why don't you tell me what your Okavark moment is? This is the bad moment. The thing we didn't like.
Yeah, the Okavark, for me, I thought the end fight scene seemed like a lot. Like there was a lot going on and also nothing. Like it seemed, I don't know, it just seemed like to me there was so much effort when Clark was like, it's the X-ray vision. And it was just like, okay, so like, what does that mean? Like, what do you
also
do?
just this heat vision.
Right.
Yeah. Well, is it so? I noticed that the color is different. They use like a white for the X vision and an orange for the heat vision. I did go back and look at that because originally Kara breaks the umbilical cord with orange vision.
Yeah.
You know, and there has to be distinction, right? Or else Clark would have just melted that microscope.
Right.
And you sound like a bully in Smallville.
Yeah.
What's up, Ken?
But the fight scene just was like so much, and then I was like, oh, it's over. And then I had to rewind a few times to be like, did he say like we need to hit like that spot? No, it just happened.
Yeah.
Stay on target.
It's over, and then everything was done, and I was like, oh, that seemed like a lot for just almost nothing, right?
I thought it was kind of unusual that he was like, let's just kill this thing. Let's just straight up murder it. You know, like
it's just
there's no attempt to like let's drive it away or whatever. He's just like I'm gonna burn its heart with my eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? I mean, if it's like when it gets big and stuff, I don't know. I think we're supposed to just assume it's just like bacteria, just giant.
Yeah, I guess
mindless.
Something.
No, you're probably right. It's just I guess I was expecting some sort of something, you know, where he's like, maybe we shouldn't or something. I don't know. What about you, Eric? Was there a part that stood out to you? Was like, that was rough.
I mean, all the tentacles. There's a bit because the tentacles will either attach to somebody's head,
right?
But a lot of times they will come out of somebody's mouth,
right? Well, sometimes right out of their chests too.
Yeah. And the mouth stuff is already gross, but there is at one point where like they make dry heaving sounds. With them coming out of the mouth, and that's just like
it's a gross episode. Yeah, it's grotesque.
It's a little weird, yeah.
And I can't decide. I think my best moment might be also a worst moment as well, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, no, I kind of had that too, because at first when I was like, oh, it's interesting that the solution to this is using the X-ray vision as a weapon, because that's uncommon. I don't really think I've seen that.
Yeah.
But I also feel like they're very inconsistent with what that means exactly, because they figured this out because when Martha's in the hospital and they do the X-ray to find the parasite, Martha has a moment of clarity where she's like, Clark, Kara, you know, and then she goes back and Superman's like, see, did you see? It must be the X-ray, because when they gave her the X-ray, she got a little clarity. But if that's the solution, just go and like X-ray them all, you know, just go and be like, zip. It shouldn't be that hard.
The final hit is heat vision.
Right.
Is it heat vision? I don't know. I'm still unconvinced. I think it is X-ray, but he's just focusing
Don't think about it too much.
Also he realizes it's the X-ray because he's using the microscope and he's using his X-ray vision to look even closer.
Right.
With the but is it that he's using his X-ray vision, or is he just using like
superimposing? Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I was like, is he using X-rays or just like superimpose? Like, and then if he is, that thought crossed my mind. I was like, why is he looking into a microscope when he just look down and be like, oh yeah, look at the mitochondria, and the doctor will be like, what? Like, what? You can see that?
Why it bugged me, because there was just it's like they didn't quite settle on what about this was the key, and they just were kind of like, X-ray, you know. And so when they go and actually fight them, it's sort of like they hit it with the X-ray and it dissolves, and I guess we're to believe that the parasite in the brain also dissolves. But the big things, I don't know. It was just a little all over the place, and so I was distracted by it because I was trying to figure it out. But Eric, I'm curious. You said your Ichiwawa moment maybe is also an Okavark moment. So hit me. What is it?
Maybe I should pick a different one, because at one point Supergirl uses that gas tank against the alien who's played by Stephen Root, and so part of me is like, it's a fun King of the Hill thing, but then you should just
because it's like propane.
Yeah, it's right propane on it.
Yes,
it said gas. They said gas, which I thought it was.
It says gas, but it explodes. I was like,
it's totally propane. It's totally propane.
Call it propane.
Okay. No, I'll accept that. What about you, Steve? What's yours?
What's my positive?
Yeah, your Ichiwawa.
Ichiwawa. You know, I really liked it. It was fun hearing the old voices again. Like Dennis Haysbert, if you recognize him, he's in he's in all the
24.
Yes, I feel like he's most popular for all the ads. What he's sells insurance.
Allstate,
He's
Allstate,
Yeah, he's the Allstate
Mhm.
voice. But like the unit. What else? Oh, he's also in the new mall.
Oh, okay. It's such a booming, like, powerful voice to just be like unnamed doctor number one. It sort of makes you think like, oh, is this going to
Yeah.
be something or whatever? But no, the voice work was great. I think that makes sense.
But I mean, Stephen Root as the Reverend. When
Yeah.
he first spoke, I was like, oh, that voice is so unmistakable.
Yeah, but also like a weird performance to
It's
get
weird. Yeah,
for,
not
where
what I
it's
was
like
expecting.
playing kind of a reserved voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, yeah. For
Yeah.
me, it's just that they really lean into the horror vibe of it. Like the music is different. It's very like string heavy, like kind of stuff.
very body snatchers.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So
that would be exactly what they were going for. It seems like.
It's interesting. The director, Sunichi Tsuchi, has worked in a lot of anime, so you can kind of see that here. But when I look at the anime he's worked on, none of it is the same kind of like gross, monstery stuff. Like a lot of it's like animal anime or looks like romance stuff. So I wonder if they were just like letting loose on this one, because
it is kind of, you have a lot of like sort of powerhouse episodes together, because you have like the Aquaman episode, you have then you have that Batman Roz, and then you have the 2-part finale. So it's like a lot of big ideas being tossed out in the like the home stretch of this series.
Yeah.
I've seen most of this series. I don't think I've ever seen this episode before, but I've definitely seen.
This might only be the second or third time I've seen it, and the only reason it would be the third time is because I would have watched it with the commentary as well. Because I'm pretty sure this one got a commentary track because it was just so weird.
Yeah.
And the crew was like, yeah, fans don't like it, but we like it. So
yeah. As we were doing research for this episode, I kept seeing that a lot, that it's not really like a highly regarded episode. But
there's a Batman episode from the Kids WB era called Critters, where they fight like a crazy crazy farmer who's breeding these like monster creatures, and it's just so far off the beaten path for the Batman animated series. And I think it is just like, sometimes the creators just want to let loose, draw some gross monsters, and
would it be fun if we did this?
Not have to sit there and be like, is this authentic Joker dialogue?
Right. Yeah.
I think they just want to be like, no, it's a crazy
little bit of dessert,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously it's atypical, but I think it uses the characters well. I think it is a good spotlight for Supergirl and everything that like she's got going on and stuff. And I think what you're saying is right, that it really is this sort of like, let's just open up the tank. Let's just see what we have in there and just throw something weird and wild out. And I miss that about like old school like broadcast TV.
Yeah. And she only hits so many episodes in the series. So I feel like it's like 4 episodes total.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, wow. In total.
Because that 2-parter is really late in the game.
Yeah, she gets her 2-parter introduction. She gets this episode. She gets the 2-parter finale. And then she is in a crossover where she teams up with Batgirl. And that might be it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like. There was that little Batgirl reference where she's going through all this stuff she's doing in Metropolis. She said the baseball team made her their official Batgirl, and she's like, Barbara's going to be so jealous. Yeah. Just a little throwaway line that I liked. I thought
going to be so jealous.
Girls' Night, I think that one's called. It's
that's a fun episode.
It's Supergirl, Batgirl teaming up against Livewire, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy.
Livewire was kind of the Harley Quinn of this series, right? Because she originated in this series and then made her way out into the No, you don't like that comparison?
No, I do like Livewire, but I don't think she's reached Harley. Yeah, they've admitted that they were constantly trying to recreate like the Harley Quinn effect, because their contracts changed, that they would have gotten royalties or something. They would have got more money. But it didn't apply to Harley Quinn. So like Roxy Rocket, Livewire, anytime you have a character like that original after Harley Quinn, they're like, come on, come on.
True.
People are gonna love Roxy Rocket.
I think Livewire was really the only one who had any sort of legs after the series, because she remains a Supergirl antagonist pretty heavily, like into the comics and New 52 and different areas and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's funny because she did become more of a Supergirl antagonist than a Superman antagonist and lots of stuff.
I mean, overall, I like Lauren Tom's portrayal of Supergirl. I was more familiar with the Justice League Unlimited episodes, I think, than this. So it was kind of fun to go back and I guess but not revisit, because I've never seen this episode before. But it was it was a good watch. How many Yub Nubs do we give this out of 5? Eric, what do you think? How would you rate this?
I think I'll give this 3.
Okay.
I don't dislike this episode the way that you'd be like, oh, why would they do this? But yeah, it is one of those episodes that will come on. You're like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. You're like, oh, it's this kind of episode. But it is fun. It has funny moments.
Yeah.
The structure is a little weird because like it starts with her being like, it's spring break, time to go to the city. And then in the city, it's just a quick montage. And then she's back.
Yeah, you don't see any of it.
Yeah, for all that Unity stuff. And so, but yeah, it's fun. And I mean, it is her only spotlight episode, and Superman's still there. So it's the closest she gets to a spotlight in this besides her origin.
Mm-hmm. This probably would have made a good 2-parter where you could see some of the like Metropolis hijinks while this stuff is going on, and then like it all comes to head later. But
or even ending the first step with the cliffhangers, like, oh no, Superman is Unity now.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Yeah.
That would have been very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars just because I like Supergirl as a character, and I did appreciate the spotlight she got here, and I just love a weird swing, and they don't always pay off. And I feel like even with some nitpicks, I do think this one paid off. So I'm gonna say 4 stars. What about 4 Yub Nubs?
Retroactive redoing of this episode as a 2-parter.
Yeah.
Superman is turned into Unity at the end of the cliffhanger. Supergirl realizes you change the X-ray thing, so they are weak to fire, but it has to be like very, very hot. And she already fought Volcana, so she has to go back and get Volcana.
Yes.
Them team up.
Oh, geez. That's great. That would have been perfect. That would be so good. I like that. I would give that 5 stars. So.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know. I'd give it a 3.5. I think that's where it was for me. I didn't hate the episode. It was strange, but for me, I think a little bit of nostalgia affects that. Without the nostalgia, I'd probably give it a 3, like Eric, just because, there was something special about like, oh, I get to see this again, but this is, it's a bizarre episode. Felt like I didn't remember it, but I know I've seen it because I've seen them all. And so,
I mean, I ended up watching the rest of this disc. So I watched 4 episodes in one sitting.
Oh, yeah.
And I have never watched 4 episodes of this show in one sitting in my whole life. So that was the most I've ever marathoned this show, and I had a good time. So I retroactively deserves some stuff there. But
there you go.
Yeah,
that deserves a 4 for you for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Eric, you and Hillary are in the midst of X-Men Evolution over on Previously on X-Men. How are you enjoying this revisit so far?
It's fun. It's weirdly. It's not weirdly. It's more. It feels more dated than even the '90s cartoon.
Yeah,
because the '90s cartoon is dated by its animation quality,
right?
Whereas X-Men Evolution is dated by every choice it makes in the year 2000.
Oh yeah. They're like, pass the green ketchup, Wolverine.
Yeah. Again, every character is wearing cargo pants.
Yes, they are.
Very loose-fitting cargo pants.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they definitely were like, we're watching Smallville, and they were like, hey, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean,
let's do that.
Yeah, it's very like, what are teens in high school doing in the year 2000s?
Yep.
Brutal.
Also, X-Men 97 season 2 is
coming soon.
I don't know why they couldn't just be like, the other show was made in the 90s, but who says it was the 90s?
Right.
We're now in today, but no, you have to have the preview with Apocalypse saying, I must attack the X-Men at their weakest. The 1990s.
Yeah, never forget that it's the 1990s.
Yeah. If I was, it'd be the late 1990s because that's when their sales were the weakest too.
Right. Okay. Well, so that's previously on X-Men. Right here, Steve and I are going to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Freemaker Adventures with the first episode, A House Divided. I've never seen any of that show, but I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I did watch a little bit of it to test it out to see if I'd like it, and I think we're gonna like it. I think it's gonna be good.
That would be a pleasant change.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of you pay attention to like the Game Awards or Summer Games Fest.
Okay.
But then there are 2 Star Wars games coming.
There are.
One is Star Wars Zero Company, which is a turn-based tactics game like XCOM, or for Nick, for you, Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where you're playing as, in the Star Wars universe. And I finally figured out when it takes place because they show Anakin Skywalker.
Okay.
So it's during the Clone Wars. And also they're making Star Wars Galactic Racer, which looks like a modern pod racing game.
That's fun.
I'm excited for that. That's going to be fun.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, Eric, thank you for joining us on this episode. I hope you had a better time than you had in the last 2 episodes you did with us. Okay, good.
All right, good. I'm glad. Well, until next time.
So long.
This Endorian Life is brought to you by the Radio Meanwhile Network. Be sure to check out some of the other shows on the network, including 9021 Here We Go and previously on X-Men. Please rate, subscribe, and share these shows wherever you get your podcasts.